Right now, nothing and nobody should be able to deceive you. That's what Friedrich Nietzsche promised, and what most people completely misunderstood. Because here's what Nietzsche really discovered. You are being deceived right now. Not by me, not by the media, not by politicians or advertisers or influencers. You are being deceived by the very thing you trust most, your own mind. And until you understand this, nobody, not Nietzsche, not philosophy, not truth itself, can ever set you free. The average person encounters over 3,000 deceptive messages per day. But there's one deception you carry with you every waking moment that's more dangerous than all the others combined. It's the lie that you can't be lied to. People do not discover the truth. It is decided. Friedrich Nietzsche wasn't just a philosopher who declared God is dead. He was a detective of human deception. And what he found in his investigation was so disturbing that it could unravel every institution, every authority, every comfortable belief you've ever held. But here's the twist, and this is where most people get Nietzsche wrong. He wasn't trying to destroy your beliefs to leave you empty. He was trying to make you undeceivable. Let me show you how. First, let's talk about the illusion that makes you most vulnerable to deception, the belief in absolute truth. We desperately want certainty. We crave it like oxygen. And this craving, this beautiful human need for solid ground, is exactly what makes us easy prey. Certainty is the luxury of the easily deceived. Stop. Before I continue, ask yourself, why do you believe what you just heard? Did you accept it because it sounded intelligent? Because I said it confidently? Because it fits what you already think? This is exactly what Nietzsche was warning us about. Every single thing you know came through a lens, your culture's lens, your family's lens, your personal experiences lens, your emotional needs lens. Nietzsche called this the perspectival nature of knowledge. But that's just fancy language for something simple. We don't see reality. We see our needs wearing reality's mask. Think about the news you choose to read, the friends whose opinions you value, the experts you trust. Notice anything? They probably confirm what you already believed. This isn't an accident, it's human nature. And it's exactly how we take part in our own deception. But here's where it gets really uncomfortable. Nietzsche discovered that our most cherished beliefs about morality, about good and evil, about what life means, didn't fall from heaven. People created them. Specific people, with specific interests, with specific power to gain. The question is not what to believe, but who benefits from your belief. Let me give you an example that'll make you squirm. Think about a moral belief you hold deeply, something you're certain is just objectively right or wrong. Now ask, who taught you this? Where did they learn it? What did they gain by your acceptance? Keep following that chain back, and you'll find something disturbing. Somebody, somewhere, had very practical reasons for wanting you to believe what you believe. This is what Nietzsche called the genealogy of morals, tracing our values back to their very human, very interested origins. Every prophet profits from the prophecy they provide. But wait, it gets worse, because the most skilled deceiver in your life isn't some manipulative politician or clever advertiser. It's you. We are simultaneously the artist, the artwork, and the critic of our own deception. You lie to yourself every day. You tell yourself you're rational when you're emotional. You tell yourself you're objective when you're biased. You tell yourself you're free when you're following scripts written by others. The deepest prison has no bars because the prisoner builds the walls. Here's a study that'll break your brain. Researchers found that the more educated people are, the better they become at rationalizing beliefs they already hold. Intelligence doesn't make you less vulnerable to deception. It makes you a more sophisticated self-deceiver. So what's Nietzsche's solution? Here's where most people expect him to give you some new truth to believe, some new authority to follow, some new certainty to comfort you. But Nietzsche does something much more radical. He tells you to stop seeking truth altogether and start creating values. This sounds insane until you realize what he means. Instead of asking, "What should I believe?" start asking, "What do I want to create?" Instead of, "What is true?" ask, "What serves my highest potential?" Instead of, "What does authority tell me?" ask, "What authority do I want to become?" Authority is borrowed power returned with interest to those who never owned it. But you can stop borrowing. You can stop paying interest. You can become your own authority. This doesn't mean becoming selfish or nihilistic. It means becoming responsible, response-able for the values you create and live by. It means understanding that since all truths are interpretations anyway, you might as well interpret life in a way that strengthens you. More creative, more alive. The wise doubt their wisdom, the foolish trust their truth. But here's the secret that makes you undeceivable. Once you truly grasp that all beliefs are created, not discovered, once you really understand that you are creating your reality with every choice you make about what to value, deception becomes impossible. Not because you have perfect knowledge, but because you stop needing it. Someone tries to sell you their truth? You smile and think, that's their creation. What's mine? Someone claims absolute authority? You think, they're trying to get me to give them power I never had to give. Someone promises certainty? You think, they're exploiting a need I no longer have. Uncertainty is not the absence of knowledge. It is the presence of possibility. This is Nietzsche's ultimate revelation, the one that makes deception impossible. You don't need to find truth. You need to create it. You don't need to discover meaning. You need to forge it. You don't need to follow values. You need to birth them. Become the question that cannot be answered by others. Every time someone tries to deceive you now, they're competing with a creator. You. And creators don't get deceived by other people's creations. They get inspired by them. They learn from them, they improve upon them, but they don't mistake them for reality. The strongest chains are forged from our own fears and furnished by our own hands. But here's what Nietzsche discovered. The hands that forge chains can also break them. So when Nietzsche promised that nothing and nobody would ever deceive you again, he wasn't promising you perfect knowledge. He was promising you something better. Freedom from the need for anyone else's knowledge to complete you. You are not a seeker of truth waiting to be filled with answers. You are a creator of truth, waiting to discover what you're capable of building. You are not a victim of deception, vulnerable to every clever manipulator. You are an artist of meaning, painting your reality with choices only you can make. Freedom begins where the need for answers ends. The mirror doesn't lie, it just shows you what you bring to it. So what are you going to bring? What truth will you create? What meaning will you forge? What values will you birth? The old gods are dead. The old authorities are revealed as human, all too human. The old certainties are exposed as comfortable fictions. But you remain. You, the creator. You, the artist. You, the undeceivable. Create your own light, or forever curse the darkness others cast. The choice, as always, is yours. And that choice, that awesome, terrifying, liberating choice, is the one thing nobody can ever take from you. That's what makes you undeceivable, not knowledge. Choice. Welcome to your freedom.